line plots. Line plots is data on a number line. It does not have a y-axis. It only has the x-axis. It uses x to show how many of something there are. To find out furthermore, we're going to go to this site. This is Math Planet. It says line plot is a graph that shows frequency of data. Frequency just means how often something happens. So each time you ask a question and someone gives you an answer, if you do it 15 times, 15 is the frequency. So it shows you the frequency of data along a number line. It is best to use a line plot when comparing fewer than 25 numbers. It is a quick, simple way to organize data. So all graphs are an easy way to organize data, but I think line plots probably are the simplest because all you have to do is draw the line. You write the numbers up below it just like it's a number line. So they give you an example here. It says the following numbers are the result from a test taken by a class of 24 students. So they just give you the scores. And so here are the scores listed here in just a random order. To make a line plot out of our data, we determine a scale that includes all of the data in appropriate intervals. Then we plot each number using X or other marks to show the frequency of something. So you can see here for 16, if we went through and we looked for all the 16s, we see there's 2, 3. If we come down to 16, we see they have 3 X's plotted over it. You can see they're lined up in lines and rows. They're not equal, so it's not an array, but it's lined up equally, so it's nice and neat, and you can understand what it says. And so the lowest score was 11, and the highest possible score was 23. And so, but no one got the highest score. You can analyze that from looking at this line plot. You know that 3 people got a score of 11, and only 1 person each got a score of 21 and 22. So we know that no one got a perfect paper because 23 is the highest you would go. And so this is what kind of information you can get from looking at a line plot. A lot of people scored 17, and a lot of people scored below 17. So you can just pick up information like that looking at a line plot. I have a good old trusty dusty line plot worksheet here that asks you some questions. And so it says, Tom was selling boxes of chocolate candy for his school's fundraiser. He plotted the number of boxes he sold in the line plot below. Use his line plot to answer the question. So the X's, it tells us each X, and you have to be careful to read the things around a graph because sometimes there are keys and different things to help you interpret it or know what it means. So it says each X equals 1 box. So we know the X's do not stand for people. In this case, it stands for the number of boxes. And down here we have a subtitle, which is days. So we know that these numbers stand for how many days. So on day 1, we know that he sold this many boxes of candy, and so on and so forth. If I was going to show work, you would write those numbers right above with the X's to show how many. Then you're able to answer the questions. So I'm going to let you answer the first 4 questions about this line plot in the Edmodo homework tonight. So you can pause it here, and that'll be the end of the video, but you can pause it right on this picture.